You are listening to Beyond the Verse, a StarCitizen podcast. A show dedicated to Cloud Imperium Games, StarCitizen, and Squadron 42. Whether you fight, explore, unite, and/or trade, we bring you news, updates, interviews, reviews, and analysis. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a pour of Radagast, and join us as we go Beyond the Verse.
Launch sequence activated.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Beyond the Verse, StarCitizen podcast. I'm your host, Sulyce, and on today's episode 113, we cover the official release of Alpha 4.2.1 called Race for Stanton. We're going to deep dive into the RSI Meteor Launch and break down the latest Q&A from CIG. Plus, we explore the Inside StarCitizen resource drive. We'll watch that video and react to it together. We're going to review the latest roadmap update, and we're also going to reveal the details that you can win a brand new RSI Meteor in a community giveaway on our website. So, a lot to get through. When I was laying out this episode and how to talk about everything, I decided to approach this episode as a quick flyby, this is what is out and available for you to experience and how to get into it quickly. Maybe some strategy and best practices. I spent the last week in the PTU submitting a lot of trouble tickets to the Issues Council. So I have a lot of that experience coming in from the PTU, but also last night's org night, me and about 20 individuals, right around 20 individuals, went into a familiarization night and got really engaged and dirty in what is currently released. So I'm excited to get into it. Hopefully some of this helps you out. What I will tease you with is on Sunday, I will be recording next week's episode with the leadership of Sole Provision. So Groza and a brand new officer, Jenner. We're going to be sitting down and actually discussing a lot of the reactions. So this isn't really a reaction podcast. This is more of a details podcast, and we'll get into the fun stuff next Friday morning. So a lot to cover. I will say this. This past week, my wife has been in New York on work. And so I've had the sincere joy of having both kids to myself. But it just means I don't have help in the mornings to get them ready and get their lunches and snacks and everything else put together. So as much of new information as there is in this podcast, I'm going to have to go through it pretty quick. So give me a little bit of grace there. Sunday night, I will spend probably 2 hours talking with Groza and Jenner and to get really into the emotional side of the reactions, right? Okay, so a lot of admin work. Before we get into really anything else, this actually isn't part of my agenda, but I want to make sure I call this out to you. The Austin CitizenCon Direct is going. It is going to happen. We are committed. We have a venue. We are coordinating with CIG. Yours truly, Sulyce, is going to be an MC, as well as the Astro Pub and Buster the Destroyer. So it's going to be a really fun night. I can't wait to give you more details. Those will follow, and you'll hear it here first, of course. I'll obviously follow the socials and everything else. So, all right, bringing you all in. Again, I hope this finds you well. I hope we're all in a good place. Happy post Prime Day. Hopefully your things came in. You didn't lose any product. I would say let me know, but I'm not I'm not representing Amazon on this podcast, but yeah, I hope everybody got their gifts and fun toys and or toilet paper, things for the house, because we're all adults. Let's get into the community giveaway. Before we get into anything else, I think this is going to be interesting to you guys. We're going to get into what the Meteor is. So this is not this part of the podcast, but let me share my screen. This is beyondtheversehq.com/giveaway. We'll announce it on Twitter as well right after this podcast, but you're hearing it here first. We are giving away the RSI Meteor. Thank you to CIG for providing this giveaway. We're going to close this out on July 24th. So a week or next Thursday at midnight, we're going to close it down. I will announce it on that Friday episode, which actually doesn't make sense because we're recording it on Sunday. So that announcement might be made on social media alone, and that's fine. That's fine. So we're going to come here. You're going to answer the engagement question. What corporation is your favorite in StarCitizen and why? So just in light of current events in 421. But make sure you put your RSI username, your RSI email address, answer all the other questions, fill in all the blanks, and then you're going to hit enter giveaway. I do ask, I plead that you only enter in once. And it's fine because whenever I output, I'm going to delete duplicates anyways. I'm smarter than that. But do me a favor, only enter once. I get when mistakes are made, but it just helps out. It makes the data a little less confusing. So it's a medium fighter. You're going to really enjoy this. It's LTI. It's with the digital download as well. So if you don't have access or a copy of the digital, whenever it comes out in 1.0, this will secure that in for you as well. Okay. All right. I think we're good here. Let's get cooking because it's 5:17 a.m. my time and I got to be done at 6. Here we go.
Incoming message.
All right, at the end of every episode, we ask a question and we open up the comment section over on Spotify. On episode 112, we asked the community, how do you feel about CIG's crackdown on cheating and exploits? If you want to know more about that, go listen to episode 112. I'm done shining light on this little down moment in CIG history. But go listen to episode 112. But here's your responses. I gave it 4 opportunities, so fully support it. Needs more action, too little, too late, or I haven't noticed cheats. And so you can see the breakdown on your screen. 72.2% say they fully support how CIG handled the cheating and the exploits. But what's very interesting, and I love this data point, is 22.2% of you say that you haven't noticed the cheats. Phenomenal. Like, good. We don't want cheating or exploits. We know that's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. It happens in every game. But the least amount of impact is desirable, right? So if you are in this game, the economy hasn't been impacted for you, you haven't died or had anything stolen from you, good. Like that is the best outcome we can expect. Now, 5.6% of you say it's too little, too late. So again, probably more of a conversation we want to be having like on Sunday night when we record with Groza and Jenner. But what could CIG have done better, right? How should they have gotten more out in front, right? Is it getting more involved in the easy cheat, or whatever that application is? Is it more involvement with that? Is it more protection in the way they build the game, more game loops and actual blockers inside the game that prevents some of these things from happening? I would love to pick your brain. I wish I could talk to every single one of you that listen and watch this podcast, but I can't. All right, comment section. Let's go. I should always have that like loaded first. All right, let's go down to, we have 8 comments to get through. Let's go down to Snoop Dogg. Again, I love y'all's names. This just cracks me up. I love it. Snoop Dogg. Quote, speaking of the hacking situation, it seemed like a sort of pointless form of, quote, hacktivism against CIG, but it only ended up inconveniencing the player base instead. I mean, almost everyone knows that they're getting into when they're pledging. Most hackers will get locked out of the game when free flight ends or when CIG does another 323 like ban wave. On the good side, I began a crippling addiction to F1 ever since seeing the movie during the hacks. Yeah, I encouraged everybody to get out and do something different than StarCitizen when this was all going down. If it was impacting you and it was inconveniencing you, cool. There's a lot of really good games out there. There's a lot of good movies and TV shows. Take a break from StarCitizen. It's always healthy, guys. It's always healthy to like put down the thing that we love. It's almost like a husband and wife relationship, right? Like, or you and a significant other. Sometimes separation makes the heart grow fonder. You've all heard that quote. Like, you should treat StarCitizen like that. Take a break, like, and then actually remember what you liked about the game and cargo hauling and delivery missions and, you know, those sweaty stories about being, you know, FPS and on the ground. Let that kind of cook for you and come back to the game when you're ready. It's okay. It'll be here when you get back. All right, David Leppert writes, thank you for another enjoyable podcast. When you talk about it, when you talk about the giveaways, you emphasize that we need to provide our RSI email copied from the site. I'm assuming you mean the email we use to create our RSI account. Am I wrong? I couldn't find any other email associated with my RSI account. The only other link I saw was the link that goes directly to my character profile. That is it. So you are correct, David Leppert. When y'all apply or enter in the giveaways, it is very, very, very important that you use your RSI email, meaning the email that you do to log in to your RSI account, right? Because the way it looks on my side is I go to my Hangar, I find the giveaway in my Hangar, and I click on gift. When I click on gift, it asks for your username and it asks for your email address. Well, it's got to go to the right person. I have to be able to get this to your account holding email address. So it's got to be perfect. A missed number, a missed space, and you're not going to get it. So I would just recommend, even if you are using this email address for every other situation, I would still copy and paste just to protect and make sure that you enter in the right information. So I hope that makes sense. Thanks for the question. Bravo writes, going to say the price point for the Meteor is, oh Lord, is going to be roughly $170 to $200. Bravo, my friend, you are dead wrong. We were all dead wrong. We'll get into why you were dead wrong here in a couple minutes, but it's going to be a fun topic to cover here in a couple of seconds. I'll leave it there. All right, Floof Night. I said 8 comments, but I think that also includes the replies because we really only have 5. Okay, Floof Night writes, listen to the episode on my way home from Quantum Vegas, an exceptional event that was a lot of fun with my fellow community members. Awesome. I actually heard the same thing. I heard Quantum Vegas was an exceptional, you just said it, exceptional event, but a phenomenal experience. It looked beautiful, right? The venue looked amazing. The decorations, the lighting, it seemed like a very immersive weekend. So shout out to all the planners and everybody who looked into making that event happen. So congratulations. I knew a lot of the MCs or facilitators that were there as well. So the Astro Pub, Star Jump Grim, just to name 2 of them. I'm sure there's more. DePoet, right? So I wish I was able to go. Maybe the next time, it'd be a lot of fun to be a part of. Let's move on to Josh Becker writes, to touch on Shadow's comment from the previous episode, while some of the performance issues are unrelated to one another, I personally think that it still boils down to server load. While the shards and the meshing has significantly improved overall gameplay, I think that there's still some tweaking that needs to occur. One thing that I noticed was derelict ships sitting in mission zones. I feel CIG needs to clear those zones or any armistice on a rapid basis to keep the servers healthy. Yeah, I think that could be a whole episode on its own. Just to remind everybody that 4.0 came out in December, 7 months ago, right? So server meshing is still not a tenured tool. So it would make perfect sense. And I agree with you, Josh, that this is something that needs to be iterated on. It needs to grow. It needs to mature. But I think that's something we kind of lose sight on. I think we forget that server meshing is brand new. Again, Pyro came out in December, and here we are in July expecting this perfect experience. Yes, this is the year of stabilization. Yes, right? I think they've done a better job. If you compare this to other years, I would argue that this is probably the most stable year in StarCitizen. Right? We still have elevator issues, guys. We still have falling through the planets like that, guys. It happens. I was quantum traveling with my trial mission for this new event from Daymar to an orbital marker and just blew up halfway. Things are just it's gonna happen. It's not a perfect experience. Stabilization does not mean perfect, but if you compare it to previous experiences, I think this has been a phenomenal year, quite honestly. And hopefully you see that too. But server meshing does need a lot of work. Again, it's brand new. So the health of the shards, the health of the servers, right? It is funny. 421 launches last night, and I make it to my first planetary freight elevator to get my items, and there's already these like derelict ships or abandoned ships, and there's like 4 or 5. They're blocking the freight elevator. Like it's going to need to be solved, especially for this event. And we'll get into some of those dynamics here in a couple minutes, but this is going to be a very interesting event in it kind of sparking debate and emotional response to the game. I mean, they're forcing people to go to planetary freight elevators that have been broken for several months. It's very interesting that they're forcing this. But again, we'll get into that here in a couple minutes. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I want to get to some polls that we asked over on Twitter that have definite application to this podcast. So sharing my screen, this first poll was asked back on July 15th, which was only 3 days ago. But in light of the upcoming 421 or last night's 421, I asked the community, which corporation are you backing first in this expansion, right? And so I say first, it's very important. You can do this mission for all 4 corporations, right? So you don't have to like pick one and stick with it like you did when you had to pick your faction, right? The Citizens for Prosperity, right? Those guys, the Headhunters, the Frontier Fighters. This, you get to do all 4. And so I asked the poll, which will you be supporting first? And Hurston's out on top, you gross nasties. I say that with love. I say it jokingly. I actually enjoy Lorville. But Hurston, just the nastiest planetary body out there. 31.4% out of 271 votes, 2,000 views. Hurston's coming out on top. And that's actually the case right now in the live PU. Hurston is up front and winning. So congratulations there, but we have a lot of time. In second place is Microtech at 27.3%. In third place, Crusader, 22.1%. And in last place, which sucks because I love the black and red paint schemes, R-Corp in 19.2%. In the game, Crusader is last, and I don't think that is because of this conversation. I think it's because there's a major glitch going on where the trial mission doesn't count. The SCUs count, and this will make sense at the end of the podcast, but the SCUs count towards the overall goal, but your mission, like your contract manager, is not counting, and it's not it's not pushing you, moving and pushing. It's not pushing you into the next grouping of missions that you can accept. So I think people are kind of leaving Crusader kind of behind. So I predict that it'll be in last place for a while until they get that hotfix in. And then you'll see Crusader come in at the very end while everybody's trying to pick up all of the loots, all tier 5 loots from all 4 corporations. So that's my prediction. All right, we have another poll. And this poll, it deals with the RSI Meteor. I'm just going to go ahead and tell y'all that it's $260. That's $110 more than its counterpart. Right, the RSI Mantis is the foundation. It's the chassis. $150 for the Mantis. I did not expect that this would be $260. It's incredible. I am, of course, curious how you feel about that. Leave your comments in Spotify or on YouTube. But y'all got it right. Again, 107 votes. This was asked back on July 10th, so 8 days ago. 1.1K views, 107 votes. Very, very even at 31.8% with $150 to $175, and then 31.8% at more than 200. So you as a community got it right. You said, almost a third of you said more than $200. And then very, very closely, there was a window of $175 to $200 that came in at 30.8%. So we were all kind of split, right? The 107 of us were very split, but at the end of the day, I don't think anybody expected 260. And for what? I mean, I don't want to get the cart out in front of the horse on this because we will talk about this in depth, but you're not getting much more than the Mantis. The Mantis has quantum interdiction and one of the best quantum interdictions in the game for $150. You're losing the QI and you're gaining maybe a little bit more firepower for $110 more, almost twice. almost twice as much as the Mantis. So that's a little, I don't know. We'll get into it. Okay. As always, we're going to get into low-hanging fruits. We're going to start with the roadmap updates, and then we'll move forward. We will end with the Inside StarCitizen reaction video. It's about 12 minutes, so we do kind of need to get through this on the quicker side, again, because I got to wake up my kids and get their lunches and snacks, and that's like in the back of my mind right now, so I'm kind of rushing. The roadmap update, there's some good stuff here. Well, there's one good stuff, 1.5 good stuff. So for 421, it just says all 421 cards have been set to committed. Okay, again, kind of worthless information. Again, it's not, when I say worthless, I don't mean to attack CIG. It's not a thing. I'm just saying, like, I don't get anything out of seeing that comment. But the 4.3, we get yet another Volt sniper rifle, which we are really, really pushing the Volt brand in the latest patches. A lot of Volt weaponry. But this is the cool part, right? The dynamic snow. I love it. Like, I love it. Get all the, I want a freaking hurricane. I want a tornado. I want to be flying in to a planet through a dang tornado. I want to see like freaking Copians flying around, you know, getting shot through the air. Now we got snow. I want blizzards. I don't want to be able to see flying around in Microtech, damn it. I mean, at some point we're going to need windshield wipers, right? Like, maybe not for the rain, but shouldn't the like mechanics of snow and the physics of snow, shouldn't that stick to your windshield? Yeah. Dynamic snow. Introducing dynamic snow to select locations where snow already exists, leveraging the same environmental systems that power dynamic rain. This means snowfall will now appear based on weather conditions. I'm just curious, what level of realism is CIG ready to accept with this? Because that's going to suck. That's going to suck. Flying through a blizzard in Microtech, which is already difficult to see through. Yeah. All right, Wicklow light combat stealth suit. Guys, if you want to jump in and play as Sam Smith from Splinter Cell, or you want to be a Ghost Recon Breakpoint like operative, here it is. A special light combat stealth suit. Right? Now, what's funny is there was a user on social media that pointed out anytime CIG announces like something stealth, it still has lights. It's still like the combat suit's going to have lights on it, and the ships are going to have the brightest lights in the game. Like, good Lord, the Eclipse, the lights on the Eclipse are ridiculously bright on a stealth ship. Why? Why would you do that to me? It's ridiculous. First off, the Eclipse should have like the best radar in the game. You should have the best eyes and ears inside the Eclipse. Like, if you want to know stealth and release stealth shit, this is not how you do it. But I am very interested in seeing what this Wicklow, special light combat stealth suit is. And it's Wicklow. So what is it going to be? Dangling teeth, like Copian teeth, and it's going to have all this ornate like decoration on it. That might get Groza excited, but it's a stealth suit. Make it boring, right? Like, right? Shouldn't a stealth suit be boring? Like, completely black? Or maybe it's chameleon. Maybe it blends in with the environment around you. It is 2955 after all. So I think that's a very interesting roadmap update. Like, okay, thank you. Snow and a stealth suit. It gave us something to talk about. So appreciate that. All right, you Meteor. Good Lord. We have to talk about drama every episode. Here we go. Freaking Meteor. Guys, it's a beautiful ship. Real quick. So you developers that have worked on the Meteor, this is a phenomenal ship design. I love everything about it. I was given the giveaway, obviously, to the giveaway, but I also can fly it. It's in my hangar right now. So I was able to pull it out last night. I was able to get in it and experience it. This is a phenomenal ship. It is beautiful. Its functionality is great. Is it a glass cannon? I mean, we can debate hull health. Like, I think the Vulture has more hull health than the Meteor. There's a problem when your salvaging ship is more of a beast than your medium fighter. But this has it all. It's got great cosmetics. Its flyability is phenomenal. The inside is beautifully decorated. The paint jobs, guys, the liveries on this ship are some of the best in the game. The disco livery, freaking amazing. It's just not $260 amazing. More to come on Sunday night's recording, which is published next Friday, but just more reactions to come. Here we go. The RSI Meteor in a flash. It's elegant, swift, deadly. I'm not going to read everything to you, but we do have a video to get through. So let's do this. I'm showing you all the video so you can fall in love again.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. Through seamless blue, your fire takes flight and leaves its wake. So sharp, so bright. You gleam and glimmer, and in a blink, carve the sky with fiery ink. After the dawn, before the moons, you soar and swath and all consume. Power sails through endless skies, beyond what flickers, burns, then dies. I send up wishes to my star, and ever wonder what you are.
There are many things that CIG's marketing team might be debatably doing wrong, but their commercials, good Lord, they are amazing. Like, that commercial is phenomenal. First off, I thought the meteor, when it first came out of the clouds and started firing, I totally thought that they were going to be killing the animals. That would have been hilarious. But no, it was a very dramatic commercial. I loved everything about it. Good production value. That makes me so excited about next year's Squadron 42, right? If their storytelling in a commercial is as good as it is, can you imagine the storytelling in Squadron 42? Oh, God, I can't wait for that. So phenomenal ship, beautiful. You saw everything about it. It's like, guys, it is a great, great, great ship. There's not really much on this screen to go on. Like, again, last episode, we watched the behind the ship. So we saw the videos, we saw the interior. But again, I'm just showcasing the actual landing page. We'll get into the offerings here in a second. But it's like living out of a medium fighter. In fact, live in battle on border quarters. Like, it's part of their selling. It's part of their marketing or their value proposition. So size 5 bespoke ballistic cannons. Again, we can debate the firepower, but I'll be honest with y'all, like, it's just not my thing. Like, Beyond the Verse podcast will never be a strategic, like, how to do something, like how to get the most out of your aerial combat. It's just not what drives me. The immersion, the game loops, the storytelling, like, that's what drives me. So that's what you can get out of this podcast. But when we get into, like, well, this one has size 5s, but the other ones have size 6s or better size 4s. I don't know. I don't know if I care enough. I want to be able to live out of it. I want to be able to survive, like, when I do other things. Like, if shit hits the fan, I want to make sure that I can at least, either engage, right? If I have fire superiority, I would like to engage and be, comparable to my opponent, or if I need to get out because it's, they're 3 against 1 and I need to get the heck out of Dodge, I want to be able to get out quickly. And I think this ship does that. So the paint's available. Let's just go through them real quick. Like, this is the base paint, black and blue, really awesome. That's the factory standard. So let's get into the shimmer. The shimmer is, again, guys, the color schemes are amazing on this ship, but this kind of has like what's a pearlescent? I think it's pearlescent, but it just has like a little glow to it, or shimmer. It's literally called shimmer, but it has just like a nice little shine to it. The bolide, I'm going to call it bolide, This is your black and red, right? Your black and red. I'm probably going to end up buying this paint because it's black and red. Skylark is this, I love this muted green, or like a dull green. I love this green. I think the Foundation Festival green probably is too bright for me, in my personal opinion. But this dull green on a like gray or gunmetal backing is gorgeous. I think this is the right color combination, in my opinion. And then the very, 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 very popular disco paint, which is a great, like almost red, white, and blue, but it's, I don't know, it's blue and red, blue with red highlights. This is very, very well done. And again, this is for the Chairman's Club, so you have to be a concierge member to get it, but phenomenal paint. Like this is just a really, really, really good looking ship. Let's take a look at the offers. And guys, I'm sorry for the next couple of seconds. This is not a good conversation. Okay, let's talk War Bonded first. If you are a concierge member, $240 will get you the disco paint, right? The ship and the disco paint. If you're not, a War Bonded offer is still $240. You just don't get the disco paint, right? Actually, this says bonus paint. Hold on. Let's open this up. So this will give you the bolide paint. So this will give you the red and black bolide paint. Cool. All right. And then if you don't want to spend real money and you want to do maybe a trade-in or a ship upgrade, or you don't want it to mess with War Bond, you can buy it full out for $260. So guys, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. I'm still debating it. Like I've got the store credit to maybe do a ship upgrade, but I don't know. Is it the QI? No. Is the QI more? We're going to look at the QI after this because I think that might be the most comparable, in my opinion, even though the QI is a heavy fighter and it's a quantum interdiction. Like for some reason, I'm comparing like the Guardian and the QI to the Meteor. So we'll take a look at that here in a second. Here are the paint pack offerings. So we've got, $29 for about $30 for all 4 paint packs. Just the disco paint is $11. If you're not a concierge member, the paint pack is $22. And then shimmer paint's $11. The bolide paint is $7.50, and the Skylark paint is $7.50. I'm doing this. I'm gonna go to shop. I'm gonna go to pledge store. I'm gonna click on ships. I don't really like doing this live, but I'm doing it anyways. Let's look at the Guardian. It's unavailable for purchase. Okay, so it's about the same price. So the Guardian, the base Guardian is $250. And then the Guardian QI is $260. So that's about the same price point. So if you ignore the Mantis, you guys are seeing my brain work real time right now. If you ignore the Mantis, does the $260 price make sense? Now the Guardian has, it's a heavy fighter, so it's more firepower. It's definitely more agile. Has the interior, you can sleep, right? It's got the living quarters as well. So that's kind of, equivalent. But like, are you getting more out of the Guardian or are you getting more out of the Meteor? Because they are essentially the same price. I'm glad I did that. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. I think that's going to be interesting. I would love to hear your comments, your true feelings about the Meteor and its price point. That is very interesting in my opinion. Okay. All right, let's the Q&A. This is maybe that's just the picture. All right, here's the Q&A. Again, I don't normally go through every single one of these, but just know it exists. So on the landing page, the RSI Meteor landing page, there's a link to the Q&A. It's all right here, especially with the time being 5:45. I probably won't go through really any of this. But just I think the paints one's interesting. So the Meteor is a new ship based on an existing chassis and thus not a variant. As such, it does not share paints with the Mantis. There you go. So I'll leave this here. Go explore it. Go have a good time. Let's move on to the main event. So 4-2-1 called Race for Stanton. Let's go through last night. And again, I'll go through this kind of quickly. We still got to get through the Inside StarCitizen. It's about a 12 or 13 minute video that I think is very important for you to watch. But a really good experience last night. The trial for Crusader is broken. We know that. You have more luck of turning in your trial mission. You have an option to turn it into either the planetary primary residence or the Leo, the orbital station that's attached to the planetary body. So for Crusader, you can turn it into either Seraphim Station or you can turn it into Orison. You have better luck at Orison. So in the PTU, I tried Seraphim Station 3 times and failed all 3 times. And when I got into the live PU, I just said, F it, I'm going to go to Orison, and it worked first try. But there were others in the org simultaneously turning theirs into Orison and turning theirs into Seraphim, and it didn't work. So you just got to try it again. And I know that's annoying. I know it is annoying. But get past the trial and the rest is almost flawless. So after I got past the trial, everything else for me personally went very well. So race for Stanton. So lore-wise, just quickly, we have seen the region crisis throughout the entire year. So 2025 or 2955 for us nerds. There's a region crisis and we're all trying to solve it. So Rayari is trying to solve it. ASD is trying to solve it. Wicklow's kind of getting there, as well as like taking materials that could have been used for Rayari. ASD with the worms and Stormbreaker, like everything is kind of evolving around this region crisis. Well, now the Imperator has asked the corporations to pitch in. So no one's been able to solve it yet. So, R-Corp, Microtech, Hurston, Crusader, y'all figure it out. And so there's a race for it, and the one that produces the most resources will be rewarded. And there's some really awesome rewards. I can't wait to get into these. Like it's actually really cool. But it's an incentive, lore-wise. It's the incentive. It is an incentive by the Imperator to the corporations to work fast. So hence the race for Stanton. Let's get into the video.
Mighty, supreme, Hurston Dynamics. Submit yourself. Greatest empire in human history. Be lifted from obscurity to a higher purpose. Rise, instrument of greatness. Devote your life.
Hey, it's your girl Molly. Vibing with my new Crusader crew. Hashtag besties, hashtag sponsored. Gathering resources and spilling the tea. The food is 100% not organic, and I had to sleep in a bunk. Ew. This is gonna be, really hard on me.
Our corp's where you'll find the grafters, the grinders, the dealers. Yeah, we borrow, sometimes steal, but we never beg. When that bounty's in your sights, hustle, keep going. Through the blood, bullets, and
Major tan lines. This uniform is not serving sun-kissed glow. Miners, do not get fashion. But at least I snapped some cute pics. OMG, I'm a total mining boss. You girls landed. Sorta. Anyway, go Crusader. Right, guys?
Microtech is tomorrow. Your contributions will help our dedicated scientists and engineers maintain our place at the edge of advancing research.
Hurston provides. Hurston commands. Hurston dominates.
Our labs and our facilities thrive on curiosity. We push further, think smarter, and
for glory. Sleep when you're dead, and do it for you, because the next score won't wait.
join Microtech.
Crusader!
Hurston.
R-Corp.
Oh, dear God. Okay, so Sole Provisions Officer Groza. Everybody knows that I love this guy. He's an amazing individual, great officer, our combat officer, but the dude loves his drip. He loves getting all the best gear and stuff in the game. You're going to hear a lot of it on the recording Sunday night. That was his commercial. He is Crusader Industries. He's absolutely the character on this commercial. No, he's good at what he does. It's just I love that commercial. The humor in that commercial was amazing. But all right, here you go. So I've already explained most of the stuff to you. Let's look at the Tier 1 awards. It's the Falston jumpsuit, a hat, and the Grey Cat Pyro RYT multi-tool. Okay. Tier 2 rewards. It's the Grey Cat Strata armor and a Volt Pulse laser pistol. All right. Tier 3 is liveries for the RSI Aurora, Zeus Mark II, and Crusader Spirit, plus a Volt Prism laser shotgun. Tier 4 is the Hauler's Essentials, the liveries for the Argo Raft, Misk Freelancer, and the RSI Constellation, plus a Volt Quartz Energy submachine gun. And then your Tier 5 rewards, liveries for the Misk Starlancer, Drake Caterpillar, and Crusader Hercules Starlifter, plus a Volt Parallax Energy assault rifle. Again, all branded by your most supported corporation. So we'll get into some of the pictures here in a second. There's 15 ships that are on the pledge store. Again, ships come in and out of the pledge store. These aren't new ships. They're just available for you to buy now. So the 15 ships very quickly. The Atlas Geo, the Arrow, the Avenger Stalker, the C1 Spirit, the Hammerhead, the Hawk, the Hull A, the Hull C, Mole, Prospector, Raft, Reclaimer, Saber, Zeus Mark II. Done. Okay, so there's also there's patch bundles. I will absolutely be getting one of these patch bundles. I actually haven't bought mine yet, and I absolutely will. Which one are you gonna get, guys? There's one's like $60. Good lord, good loud. What is that? What is the $60? Hold on, I gotta click on this. I didn't even notice that. So for the $60 patch bundle, you get the Mole paint, the Pyrotechnic amalgamated paint, the Pulse Pyro paint. Hold on. Let me back up. You get the Mole Pyro paint, the Pulse laser pistol, the Strata helmet, Pyro edition. So you get all of it. That's okay. Let me just say that. You get all of it. You get all three, which I might get all three. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of the yellow, but I think I would choose like the red and this kind of orange color. I might get all three. Yeah. All right, and then you have featured gear. So you have some pretty cool options for the gear. I'm sure you can find all this. In fact, I'm very positive you can find all this in game. So is it worth buying, $12 or $14 worth of gear? Probably not. You get a war bonded upgrade now to the Argo Mole. So group mining, it's always fun. You get the Zeus Mark II war bond upgrade. Zeus, hands down to me, again, is probably one of the best haulers. It's got the best tractor beam in the game. That is definitely good advice to upgrade to the Zeus Mark II. And then, of course, the Prospector is your solo miner from Misk. So good opportunities there. The next couple of pages is just each one of the landing pages, or each one of the corporation's landing pages of what everything looks like. So as I scroll through these as I talk, this is Microtech, and then we'll show the other three. But I think the designs look great. It's the color schemes that you would expect from your corporation. So Microtech here is like a light, it's a white with a light blue. And then and I'll explain this here in a second, if your corporation wins at the end of this event, you have access. So if you are a tier 5 recipient, or if you have done everything for this faction, so Microtech, if you've done everything you can for Microtech and they win at the end of this event, you will also get like the Strata Microtech black armor. And it's the same for all 4 corporations. So this black armor will be the same again for all of them. Here's Hurston Dynamics. It's kind of the black and gold color scheme. Again, I kind of like seeing the HD on the sides of the weaponry. Like that looks like something you would see in real life. Again, black and gold is their color scheme. Looks great. And of course, that tier 5, if they win, black armor looks amazing, right? Strata, Hurston black armor, black and gold. Moving on to R Corp. This is your black and red color scheme. Again, I would absolutely love black and red. I wish it was the opposite for me. I wish it was more black and less red, but R Corp is more red, less black. That's fine. But here is their kind of less than impressive. Like this is probably one of my least favorite tier 5 winner gears. Like it's literally just black. So I don't know. I'm less impressed with R Corp's tier 5. But then here's Crusader, my personal favorite. Here's your blue with the white highlights. Looks great. Looks phenomenal. Gorgeous. And then, maybe I don't know. I like the Strata black armor. It's still not my favorite. I think I like actually Hurston's Strata black armor better. But this is black with the white highlights, and then you have blue lighting, and the lens, like the visor, the helmet visor, is coated in a blue as well. So I think that looks very good. Very well done. Okay, like always, we don't have time for this. But as always, there is a Spectrum release that kind of puts everything you want to know in a succinct, consolidated location. So if you listen to this podcast and you're like, wow, what the hell did Sulyce tell me about XYZ? Just find the announcements tab. So Robert Space Industries, Spectrum, go into the announcements tab, look for this race for Stanton, and you'll find everything you need to know about this expansion or this patch right here. Right? Same thing for the resource drive, Spectrum. This is in the general tab, resource drive, and this will tell you everything you need to know, kind of an FAQ on the resource drive, right? Good information here to get familiar with. Let's watch the Inside StarCitizen together. I'm going to go on mute and let y'all just enjoy this video. Very informative. It'll answer every question you have about this event. Here we go.
So for the past 10 years, it's usually just been in our hands to make the decisions of what happens. We're hoping to start to give some of that control over to the players.
In the July patch, this is the first time you are going to get to have this lasting effect. This is just the start, but I'm excited to see where you and us go from here. So this is a continuation of the regen crisis storyline you've been seeing unfold. You've seen how Rayari was trying to handle it. You've seen how ASD has responded to it with the nefarious Dr. Yorit.
Now we're beginning to see how the major 4 corporations are going to handle this. Imperator Addison has now relaxed scientific research as a means to try and further push the drive to really end this crisis across Stanton.
And she's put up certain rewards for the megacorps who helps out the most, or who solves the regen crisis. So now the 4 megacorporations of Stanton are in a race with each other to try and secure the reward for this contract. And a big part of this is it will be up to you as to which megacorp comes out on top. So the July patch will be a one-time thing. It will run for that first patch, and when the next patch comes out, it kind of ends. The event is centered around gathering 3 main resources. So you can work for Microtech, Hurston, Crusader, and ArtCorp. And each track you work for will have 5 tiers of rewards that you will unlock based on your contribution.
We have a few major game loops that you can choose from. We can start with hauling, which involves a player going out to a trade post, picking up the commodities that are of the corporation's interest and delivering them back to the corporation's LEO.
Then we have the recover cargo ship archetype. This was kind of first introduced in Welcome to Pyro, and then when we was doing the 4.0 refactor, it was one we didn't get to, but we've brought it back and we fixed it up for this. So how this one works is you go to a ship, it's already dead in the water, it has the supplies on it that you require, and your main goal is to get the supplies and take them back to where they need to be delivered. There might be a few pirates trying to pick that corpse clean, so you might have to dispatch some of them and then take the cargo. One important thing to note, though, is that if you don't have a ship big enough to take the cargo, but you want to do this mission, we've left the seat on for you, so you can actually get in the seat and take the other ship, have a go at flying this, and take that back instead.
There's also Recover Cargo FPS, which involves locations like UGFs, or abandoned FOBs. And there'll be several stashes of commodities needed that have been taken from important cargo ships and held there by outlaws. You need to go in, clear the outlaws, take the cargo and deliver it back to the corporations. As this event is primarily a ship and hauling event, this is the only FPS mission that there is available.
Then there's support attack ship. This is one you've seen before. There's a ship, it's under stress, it's being attacked, it's being pirated.
Mayday, mayday, outlaws are attacking my ship!
It's carrying the valuable resources that are needed for that corporation. You have to turn up and make sure it gets away safely. And if it does, you are counted for its contribution. So because you helped it, they also sort of count those boxes for you. There's the Unlimited Resource Gathering mission. This mission will be asking you to get the 3 commodities in an infinite amount. It will never have a cap. The mission has no completion, per se, but everything you deliver, based on the SU amount that you deliver, is the amount you're going to get paid for it. This you can keep open, you can abandon it when you don't want it, and you can re-accept it at any point. But the goal of it is to go and source your own materials, bring them back to the location, and submit them for your reward.
Microtech thanks you for all your hard work you've done recently. Keep your eyes peeled for a special something heading your way.
So basically this event is pretty much using all ship types that we have, with the exception of refueling and salvage.
It also encourages multiplayer gameplay if you want to work with others who are also fighting in your corporation, or you can just as easily contribute by playing by yourself as well. You will also have almost like a personal assistant dedicated to each corporation who will speak to you.
I was just wondering if you're going to help us out with another contract.
When you've accepted the mission and when you've completed it.
Carmichael here. Logged your contract delivery. I'll mark it down as a win for Hurston.
Some are nicer than others. Some people just are there to make sure that you get the mission contract done, and some people are there to really encourage you to do better.
Well, everything looks in order, so let me get you paid. But the most valuable reward is knowing that you help people today.
And that just depends on who you decide to side with.
Who are you backing?
I am backing Crusader because the PA for Crusader is very nice and very encouraging and won't yell at you when you fail a mission.
Sorry, this contract didn't work out for you. Sometimes a job is just not the right fit.
And remember that you can work for any team, so just because another corporation is winning doesn't mean that you can't all pile on and help, I don't know, let's say Hurston win in the end.
Is that who you want to win, Hurston?
I'm just saying that they have a strong work ethic, and you know they're good at giving clear directions, and maybe they're not quite as encouraging as Crusader, Millie, but you know they know what they need. They know what they need to get done. They get it done in plastic bags.
Fascist.
So that's all the things you can do, but of course, why are you doing this? It's fun, yeah. The rewards. We have 5 tiers of rewards and then ending rewards for after the event. There will be post-event rewards. All of the rewards that I go over will be themed after the corporation that you choose to align with. Tier 1 is jumpsuit and multi-tool. Tier 2 will be a armor set and a vault weapon. After that, we start going into your favorite ship skins. Tier 3 will be 3 ship skins and a vault weapon. Tier 4 will be 3 ship skins and a vault weapon. And Tier 5 will be 3 ship skins and a vault weapon.
Why so many vault weapons?
We just don't know what to do with them. They're just piling up. For now, I'm just going to spread them about.
Lightning is cool.
Huh?
Lightning is cool.
Lightning is very cool, except when it hits you. That shotgun is... Zach really fucked up the balancing for that.
Views and opinions of Elliot Maltby do not represent those of Cloud Imperium Games, Robert Space Industries, or its subsidiaries.
How do we track this? You're gonna love to hear it. We've got a journal entry for you, but we've changed it before everyone starts going to the comments.
You can see the overall global corporation's progress across all servers, and you will also have a separate bar to see how much you've progressed or how much contribution you've made to the corporation.
Sounds like this is just play the game and we'll watch and give you rewards.
It literally is gonna be play the game, and we'll watch you and we'll give you a few rewards. And I'll be playing alongside you. Go Microtech.
This patch has been a really interesting patch for economy because the balance is something we've been wanting to try for a while, the balance between all of the different gameplay loops at the same time, which is great for the players, challenging for us. But hopefully it works, and hopefully you guys really enjoy it, and you see that your contribution feels meaningful.
Why'd you pull the commodities out of the shop?
Okay, so in previous patches when we have tried to do commodity gathering, we might have overlooked the possibility that people would spend most of their gameplay time standing in queues, trying to buy what meager scraps there were from shops. So we made it a lot easier for you this time. It's not available in shops anywhere.
Big move.
So, fast forward to the end. The Stanton Pyro jump point is going to be renamed to do with the winning corporation. We don't know the exact name yet, but it's going to be named to be sort of a hint to them. The landing zone, the low orbit station, and the jump point, which now will belong to the corporation that won. All three of those will get a permanent 5% shop discount across all of their goods. So it will likely maybe be cheaper to buy stuff in those areas.
Yes, it is really everything in the landing zone. Nothing is exempt.
And last of all, the winning corporation and those of you that hit tier 5 will get a elite armor. It will be a matte black version of the armor you got for tier 2 with a sort of highlight to emphasize the corporation that you was with. We've made all 4 of these. I'm giving 1 out. The other 3 won't see the light of day.
I think the event is good because it focuses hauling and players who enjoy delivery missions, box missions, but it's also inclusive of those who don't enjoy those. This event shouldn't be a bottleneck. It's not using a new location, it's using several of the locations that we've had before.
You're going to be spread out. You've got a bunch of different missions you can play. It's essentially just play the game the way you always have been.
You're not locked in to any of the corporations. You can work for whichever one you want. At any given time, you can max out the tier 5 rewards on all 4 of the corporations if you wanted to. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
And then at the end of it, you'll see the change that you had on our universe.
I just hope people enjoy it. I hope people enjoy the kind of race to regen aspect of it, that you're all head-to-head, but you will eventually all have some kind of impact on the verse later after this event.
And there's not a single data pad you have to read.
No, I made sure of that as well. There is not a single data pad in this event. As minimal reading as possible.
Hey, Elle here. Seeing that you were able to complete the delivery, thanks. And if you could do another, that'd be even better. All right, gotta go.
And if we've done our maths right, Alpha 421 Race for Stanton should drop later today, with a complete Resource Rush global event, as well as your chance to earn over 60 different rewards and a permanent discount to the landing zone of your choice. It also includes the new RSI Meteor, a host of bug fixes, and the chance to rename the jump point from Stanton to Pyro. I'm hoping for jumping with Pointy Face, personally. For Inside StarCitizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the people and process of game development with you, and we'll see you on the verse hauling a whole lot of rocks this month.
Good video. Yes, I'm curious if the 5% applies to Wicklow. He said everything is considered, so that'd be huge if Wicklow had a 5% decrease. Right? Like I think Cello is the Wicklow site in Crusader. So if Crusader wins, should the prices and the trade-in values for that Wicklow be less? I don't know. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think about this event? I love it. I think it is all inclusive. Last night in the org night, everybody was doing kind of their own thing. But if we wanted to, we could group up and do all of these things together as well, except for the trial mission. But everything else, you can team up and experience together. So we'll probably have an org night around mining, and we'll just mine for, a couple of hours, refine that overnight, and then make sure, we distribute those resources to those who participated. There's just a lot of different opportunities here that this brings to the table. The naming the jump points and naming the orbital station that is near the jump point, that's fun. It's fun. It's more of a bragging right than anything else. But I like really everything about this. I think this event really opens the door for multiple gameplays and different scenarios. So good work. I would love to hear your thoughts. All right, so just to recap the entire episode, enjoy 421. Go get the Meteor if it's worth $260 to you. Or you can just enter in the giveaway. BeyondTheVerseHQ.com/giveaway. Participate in that. Become part of the conversation of this podcast by responding to the Spotify polls in the comments section. You can email us at contact@BeyondTheVerseHQ.com, or just go to our website where everything is at, BeyondTheVerseHQ.com or SoulProvision.com. Yes, join our in-game organization. We're a bunch of badasses that are pretty much laid back, but still sweaty enough to get shit done. And we're enjoying all the new content, really pushing the new content. So excited about all of it. As always, you can give to our charity. It's Extra Life. It's money that goes directly to children's hospitals. Again, you can do so through beyondtheversehq.com/give, or straight to Extra Life. But again, that money is a direct pass through directly to the children's hospitals, so we don't see a dime of it, thank God. I wouldn't want to have to manage that, but it's just a great philanthropy that we're doing for this year. Also, be on the lookout for CitizenCon Direct tickets to Austin. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be at Pinballs, where the Texas Bar Citizen usually hosts our events. So can't wait to host that and get more details out to you as soon as possible. All right. I hope this finds everybody well. Guys, girls, everyone, take care. Safe travels as you traverse beyond the verse.